Hi, and welcome to this podcast of channeled messages, which at the moment appears to be very much from the angelic dimensions. There is quite a queue of angels lined up to bring through healing messages with light language activations. They're supposed to be brief, bite-sized messages that you can listen to either one a day or back to back. Whatever you feel guided to do, you can listen to one straight after the other. It's a podcast, so that that enables that process a little bit easier. I was guided to bring these messages through after a communication about the ascension process and how we are transitioning very rapidly right now in 3 waves. So there's going to be an increase threefold in consciousness over the next 4 months. This is now about the next 3 months. I also got the information that it's coming in 3 waves, and that the codes will first access those that are at the level of being able to receive them, which is a certain section of the light worker community. And this is quite hard transition because it's so rapid and such a big upward shift in vibration for each wave or each tier. From there, those shifts move down through those light workers to the next level of light workers, or the next level of humanity that are able to receive those codes. So these shifts get easier and easier to accommodate and to integrate through each wave, because they've already been integrated and harmonized collectively by each preceding wave of humanity or light workers that shift upwards in the spectrum. There's what they're calling a buffer zone that's created by the angelic beings at the moment, that is a safety zone that holds space as such for those transitioning up into the next level. And this occurs as part of the ascension process, where you don't even notice really that you've shifted. So from your conscious perspective, you don't realize you've shifted into this buffer zone. You don't realize you've shifted out. But there may be some little signs and synchronicities that show you're operating at a different dimensional level. So as these waves come down, there'll be 3 waves. Once everyone's in the buffer zone, the earth will be cleared and cleansed and upgraded, and then the shift will be almost at the same platform rather than a coming down as you come out of the buffer zone, as the earth will be clean, clear, at a vibration that's harmonious to the shifts that humanity has also gone through. So these are the messages coming through. And I was also told that the message needs to go out, needs to be rolled out as such right now very quickly. So I feel that this playlist helps with that. I was also told that the message needed to go out with the light codes, the light transmissions. So I wanted to also just tell you how to receive these light codes and these messages. They told me to be more direct with my channelings. So not to try to make it so understandable to all levels, but more bring just the direct message through. And the direct message is often of an energetic and technical nature that we don't really understand if we haven't had training or experience or channeled messages in this respect around the ascension process. So what I want to say is, don't worry if you don't understand it at a cognitive conscious level, because the light language coming through is a universal language. It's a soul language, and it speaks directly to the parts of you that need to change and shift. So what light language is it's codes, it's light codes that are coming through sound, but they're also coming through quantum particles, quantum energy. So even if I am speaking English or translating through English, there's still a resonance of light codes coming through those parts of the transmission in the video. Through the voice, they come through in sounds that the parts of you that need to respond to those can respond, but it's always a choice. So if it's a choice at a higher level, not so much at a conscious level. So at the higher level, your soul, your being knows if these are codes that you're ready to receive. You will only receive what you're ready to receive. So these codes are like keys that unlock mechanisms or healing processes or upgrading processes. And there are different parts of yourself that need to be on board with that. You know, there is a physical, cellular, physiological intelligence within your body that might still be holding on. So the angels and guides are often talking about getting your physiology and those very physical parts of self on board with the fact that transitioning is a positive thing, and to allow it, because you can, if you feel unsafe or you feel it can feel a bit invasive sometimes, changing and shifting, then this can interrupt how pleasant and effective and easy the shifts are. If you genuinely feel safe, you still need to speak to your physical body and your ego self, because the ego self also can feel like a change is a death when it actually is a positive upward movement that's beneficial for your whole being. So your physical body, your ego self, can be trying to protect you from change. But at a soul level, if you're on this path and you're on this earth, you're agreeing to be part of this. Also, time is not linear. So when the guides are bringing this information through and these healings and upgrades, they are aware of who will be listening to these transmissions in advance. So the message is always delivered for the wider spectrum of who will be listening, no matter what time you're listening. And you will find yourself listening to this at the time that is relevant to you in your ascension path. So how you listen to it is to be in a receptive, open-hearted, open-minded space. Of course, you always want to run everything through your own heart and soul to feel if it's resonant with you. But at the same time, the more receptive and safe you feel, the quicker and easier the shifts that are right for you can occur. So there is frequency coming through in this message right now that's helping you to be able to relax and receive and understand how the process works. the throat chakra shift, and a grounding through the base of the spine. So if you're listening from this space, if you can feel this space, reference this space, and each time you listen to one of the transmissions, you allow yourself to reference that space, remember it, and attune to this space you're in now. This is the ideal space to receive the messages and the activations and upshifts and healing. So this will speak to your conscious mind, and whatever you understand from that point is really good. What you don't understand, don't worry, because your system is being informed on all levels through the light language and the frequency transfer. So I hope you enjoy this series. I don't have any intentions myself from my human self about how many transmissions there will be there, how long it will go, whether they will be every day or at random times. I'm just enabling them to be guided by the angels that wish to come and bring a message. So I hope you enjoy it. And the last thing to say is that the integration process and releasing of the density as part of the upshift is an important process. So the best way to do this is to listen to your body, listen to your intuition, and try to silence the mind that might be pushing you to do what you think you should do in any moment. The more you can be in the moment. If you need to rest, you should rest. If you may be guided to eat or drink certain things or avoid certain things, that is your being speaking to you, informing you how to integrate these energies the easiest, most effective way. Drinking water does help things move through and helps the detox process. You may experience detoxification symptoms and ascension symptoms through your physical body, emotional releases. It's very easy to mistake these for re-traumatization or new upsetting emotions or new upsetting symptoms, but they're actually just a release as part of the transformation. So the more you can stay in peace and receptivity and love with the understanding that these are shifting out and leaving you, they're not re-traumatizing or reactivating negative emotions or feelings or symptoms, then the more they can shift out for good and elevate you upward. At the point that you feel like you have integrated those light codes and you're ready to receive some more, that would be the time that you could re-listen to the transmission that you feel resonant with. And also, if that feels complete, if you feel very much like you've received all you're going to feel from that, you might experience that as a new feeling of neutrality, like you've received the message, like there's nothing happening anymore. That means you've integrated those light codes. You can then move on to the next one. You can listen to any of the transmissions that you feel an energy around or that light up for you, or you feel drawn to, or you can just work through the numbered in a numerical sequence. You can follow that numerical sequence if that feels right to you. And also just keep an eye out in the description box for any links that might be relevant to each individual video. Blessings, everybody.